What's up, everybody? Back with a new tutorial. This week I'm going to be covering a sound that's really popular. It kind of ties in with some of the other tutorials I've done in the past few weeks, but I'm going to teach you guys how to make those epic brass stabs you hear in a lot of slap house. Particularly the song I'm going to be referencing today is Aftertaste by Loud Luxury. Cool thing about this again is I'm going to show you if you don't have access to one of those really powerful synths like Serum or Silent or Nexus, for example, this is something you can actually get for free. So Spitfire Audio, they came out with BBC Symphony. So this you can actually get for free. It is typically paid, I think like $45 or something in that ballpark. But if you just fill out a survey and wait 2 weeks, they'll send you this entire plugin for free. And it's really great symphony sounds, especially considering the price point of nothing. The cool thing is with this, we actually used real sounding brass instruments. So there's 3 layers that go into creating this. First one, let's see what we did here. Pulled up, the preset is the brass bass trombones A2. So the key thing is to put it on staccato. So that makes it a more quick and dynamic sound versus, so oops, let me turn that off. So this is what it sounds like. Whereas if you had it on long, not exactly what we need. So there's one layer. I just had these playing a C, just because I find that's always a nice starting point. Layer number 2. Need this one. Another, of course, BBC one. So it's the tenor trombones A3. Same thing, staccato. This one's a little bit more centered. The other one was panned, I think, right a little bit. And then the third layer, more of a tuba sound. So those 3 together, you get a pretty cool sound. Now, the key here is you want to take the 3, highlight them. You're going to right click and click bounce in place. So what this does is basically merges all 3 of those into one wave file, one audio track. So you want to do new track, leave the source if you want it there just for reference or to go back and tweak. That's up to you. Normalize off, and you're going to click OK. So now I'll go and, so that's exactly what you have right here. And I'll take you through what I did to it. So the first thing we did was EQ it. Now this here, I did some mid-side EQing. So let's say you create a new low cut. If you click on the drop down there, you go stereo placement, you can do side. And so what that's doing is only cutting out the lows on the right and left sides of the stereo field. Because typically you don't want, again, there's no rules, but often you don't really want your bass too much in the stereo field, and this is a pretty bassy sound. So I tried to keep that all just to the center. So I low cut everything on the sides. And then I did a little, I don't know why I did that punch there, but I did. Sometimes I forget why I do things, but it's the beauty of it. Added a little bit of spread. Just tried to keep everything again under 500. And then we pushed out the mids and highs a little bit more. Now, this is what I'm using here is Saturn, which is a saturator to add some distortion. Obviously this is a paid one. The free option would be OTT. Also a great option. This one's a little bit more harsh on the top, so we can pull that down. So you get kind of a similar sound. It's not exactly the same, but it's all about preference in the end. Added some more spread here, just to bring it out a bit more. And then I kickstarted it, so I added some side chain. Another way to do this would be just pull up a compressor, and you can literally just side chain it to the kick. So our kick is CM2 kick 1. So you go to the top side chain, audio, click kick. And now you'll notice that it's ducking every time the kick plays. So opening that. And then you can just tweak the settings here. I find kickstart often leads to a cleaner sound, but to each their own. So with kickstart, and the settings I have it on there are about 71% of the classic chain. And then I added on some reverb with a long decay time to really bring that airiness and that drive that life forward into the drop. Because there's not really any down filters on this right now anyways, and I don't think the original track has too many impact sounds on it either. But so for this I use Valhalla, but you can use Chromaverb, you can use Space Designer, all Logic ones, or if you're with FL or Ableton, they're stock reverbs. That's all the same. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, use it to your advantage. Use what you can. That's what really producing is all about, is using your resources and getting creative with them. So I put a long decay time on it, about 4.5 seconds, and then about 20% mix. So it really carries through the whole chorus. But again, guys, so much of this is preference based. I just tried to make it as much like the Loud Luxury version as possible. So play it through for you one more time here. All right, guys, hope you learned something. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.